अवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरहरि जय नरहरि जय नरहरि जय नरहरि जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज नरसिंहदेव भगवान की प्रहलाद महाराज की Hare Krishna. Bhavya. Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girvaradhari Gopijana Vallabha Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girvaradhari यशोधानंदन व्रज जन रंजन नंदन व्रज जन यमुना तीरा वन चारी यमुना तीरा वन चारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरवरधारी Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. हरि नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की चल प्रभुपाद की वंश कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधु विच पतितनां पवनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। वंदे हम श्री गुरु श्री जुतपदकमलं श्री गुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्री रूपं सागर जातं सहगणा रघुनाथं तं तं साधवेतं सावधूतं परिजन संगीतं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखा अमृतं च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिय। वंश कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधु व्यवचा पतितनां पवनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासदि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So we welcome all the devotees to this cold evening. We apologize if you're feeling cold. I'm feeling cold. Is you comfortable? If you need your jacket, you can put. But we appreciate you are the brave ones on this snowy day. You have come. That shows your affection and love for the deities, for the temple, for the devotees, for the prasadam. So we really appreciate that. Those who are online, we also appreciate their presence, that they're listening. So we will chant 2 verses from Bhagavad Gita. It's on they're on the screen also. 1868 and 9, I believe. And then we will have some discussion. It's 1868, chapter 18 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, titled Conclusions, the Perfection of Renunciation. I'll chant and then you will repeat after me. Yaidam paramam guhyam madbhaktesh abhidhayasti Yaidam paramam guhyam madbhaktesh abhidhayasti Bhakti mai param kritva Mame vashyati asanchaya. Some of you want to chant, please go ahead. Yaidam paramam guhyam madbhaktesh abhidhayasti Bhakti mai param kritva Mame vashyasti asanchaya. Yaidam paramam guhyam madbhakti Bhakti mai param kritva One Mataji. Yaidam paramam guhyam madbhaktesh abhidhayasti Bhakti mai param kritva Mame vashyasti sanchaya. Yah, anyone who idam, this, paramam, most, guhyam, confidential secret, mat, of mine, bhakteshu, amongst devotees, abhidayasti, explains, bhaktim, devotional service, may unto me, param, transcendental, kritva, doing, mam, unto me, eva, certainly, Eshati comes asanchaya, without doubt. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: for one who explains this supreme secret to the devotees, pure devotional service is guaranteed. And at the end, he will come back to me. We'll read this purport. Generally, it is advised that Bhagavad Gita be discussed amongst the devotees only, for those who are not devotees will understand neither Krishna nor Bhagavad Gita. Those who do not accept Krishna as he is and Bhagavad Gita as it is should not try to explain Bhagavad Gita whimsically and become offenders. Bhagavad Gita should be explained Bhagavad Gita should be explained to persons who are ready to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is a subject matter for the devotees only and not for philosophical speculators. Anyone, however, who tries sincerely to present Bhagavad Gita as it is will advance in devotional service and reach the pure devotional state of life. As a result of such pure devotion, he is sure to go back home, back to Godhead. And then there is a second next verse, the 68 and 69, they're like twin verses. So it's proper to read them both together. Na cha tasman manushyesu kaschin me priya kritamaha bhavita na cha me tasmad anya priyataro bhuvi. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. So, we chose these two verses in the month of December, Gita Jayanti. There is greater need of the hour. Wars are going on. Politics in the world, very volatile situation. So, in our International Society for Krishna Consciousness, this month of December is chosen to glorify Bhagavad Gita, to distribute Bhagavad Gita, to share the message of the Gita with our nears and dears and neighbors, friends, and foes. So we will speak a little bit on this particular part by choosing these two verses. That it's not something speculation on the part of our international society that we want to distribute the message of Gita, but it's Lord Krishna's He's not ordering, but he's requesting. He's expecting that his followers who want to be very dear to him, they would take this up and share the message of the Gita. What Krishna has given to Arjuna is something very special. In a sense, it's very universal. Sometimes Gita is seen because we use Gita in the court system in India. I put my hand and I take vows. So from that angle, this is I'm thinking as I'm sitting here. From that angle, it's seen more like a religious book. It's not really a religious book. It's a universal message. There is no word Hindu in whole Gita. So if some Hindu says it belongs to me, that's not totally right. The messages, the applications are universal. In any country, in any situation, in any home, in any office, in any temple, in any church, messages apply. Gita messages perfectly apply. So we will speak a little bit along those lines that Lord Krishna is encouraging, inspiring, and urging us to distribute the message of Gita. If you're brave enough to go in the call to Patel Brothers and other shops and other malls or libraries and distribute Bhagavad Gita book, perfect. Nothing like that. But if we have some limitations, we have some weaknesses, at least sitting at home, we can get on the phone and talk to our friends and families and say, this is what I have read in Gita, and this is what I like, and this might benefit you also. So you can share. That's easy. We talk to so many people during the daytime, and we can do this part. Now the discussion I want to have is, why? Yes, Krishna is giving us a little bit hint in this verse also, that why we should distribute the message of the Gita. But I want to see this from the practical perspective, from our lives. How many of you have access to, you all have access, so you all have to go to doctors for some reason. No? You all go to doctors? Please raise hand. Raise hand if you don't go to doctor. I think you don't go, right? You're bold. It's actually perfect. Going to doctor is also, you get half sick just by going to doctor. But how many, please raise hand, if you have doctor, accountant, plumber, electrician in your life who you really trust, who you really feel they're your well-wisher. They tell you the truth. They give you the best treatment. They're not cheating behind your back. They have good attitude, because sometimes they are good and knowledgeable. I remember, I think during COVID, I had some ear issues. I still have some issues, but I had a big issue, and somebody told me there's one best doctor somewhere here in Radisson Island area. She's very renowned. I don't want to name anybody here in this assembly, but she's one of the best doctors for ear infection and whatnot to deal with. And I made an appointment when I went there, and she saw me, and after like 10 minutes, she started talking to me about death. She obviously detected something in me, my fear about my ear problems. And instead of comforting me, she was telling me, we all going to die anyway. I said, okay. I could not fight with her, but I'll never go back to her. I'll go to India to get my ear, checked, but I will never go back to her. The reason I'm saying it's difficult to find good accountant, good doctors, good plumbers who you can say, hey, my friend, call this person. He's very good. She's very good. You go there and they have proper office and they don't make you wait for 2 hours in the waiting area. It's difficult, no? We have some doctors here, so let's see. But if you do find one, you do glorify that person. You do refer that person. You do talk about that person. No? So that's a day-to-day life. So that's a level 1. We're talking about why we should talk about Gita message. Keep that in the back of your mind going. Okay, that's our main point. We'll get to that point, but I'm saying we want to talk about accountant and plumbers and electricians when we can trust them, when their attitude is very good. But some doctors may be very good, like the example, but attitude is very bad. But then on the level 2, you find somebody in your friend circle, in your family circle, who has helped you dealing with some depression issue, or you were broke and somebody gave you $10,000 and they never asked you for next 3 years. Those kind of people, you want to glorify, you want to talk about them. You want to remember their names and tell other friends, I can count on him. No? Some conversation somewhere, please. But if you extrapolate that to your own parents, to your mother and father, it's even more, because you see day to day for, you were 1 year old and then now we are 50, 60, 40, and we see their sacrifices to our lives. They have taken care of our stool with their own hand. As we grow, as we get married, then we realize that more. As we're young, we don't realize that much, but somebody who has actually, my wife was reminding me the other day that now we have these they call pamper, right? But when we grew up, there were no pampers, right? Mother, fathers, especially mothers, fathers they actually cleaned the kids' stool with their own hand. If you tell that kind of story to somebody here, to the Western people, they'll go crazy. So our gratitude, our indebtedness to our mother and father, especially to mother, is even deeper. Our glorification, our reciprocation, we want to do anything and everything to help them, to support them in difficult times especially. Even in good times, there's a marriage ceremony or something, your mother needs help, you'll You leave everything. You'll take some days off and you'll help. Because you remember. So that's level number 2. So level number 1 is day to day. This accountant, a plumber, electrician, barber, tailor, these people. Level number 2 is these people who are close friends, intimate, leading to mother and father, and some very intimate friends. I know when last year I was in hospital, some of you, helped me so much, more than my brothers could help me. So I see that friendship, that brotherly love amongst those devotees and me. But then there is a third level, that's the Krishna level. Krishna says in the 7th chapter, he says, Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutanam. Can somebody fix this? I think this is, this will fix? This should be, I think this is broken. Okay, let's try that. Saradvari Prabhu? Okay, it's better. Now, if we reciprocate with our parents because they have given us the birth, so just hear these, Krishna actually used this word a few times in Bhagavad Gita, bija. So in the 7th chapter, he says, Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutanam, that I am Sarva Bhutanam, all the living entities, I am the seed of all of them. And then he reinstates again, same kind of statement in chapter 10, he says, Yach Chapi Sarva Bhutanam Bijam Tad Aham. I am the generating seed. So first he said, I am the seed. So then somebody can question where that seed comes from. So in chapter 10 Krishna says, I am the generating seed. I generate that seed. So now if you see the logic we're building up, on the first level, we want to glorify these wonderful accountants and tailors and barbers. On the second level, we want to glorify our family members. But now this Lord of our heart, who is actually the seed-giving Father of all of us, how much we want to glorify them. Glorify Him, Krishna, and His paraphernalia, and His devotees. Now if you think about if one of your celebrity, one of your best doctor, the tailor, or your friend, he writes a book. Some of our gurus have written books. Now our gurus are very dear to our hearts. When they write a book, we promote. We tell everybody, please take this book. I got benefited. So many other people got benefited. You will also get benefited. So similarly, if any of your doctor friends write a book on some health tips, something, some lifestyle changes to become healthy, and if you really love that doctor, you will promote that book. But now we think about Lord Krishna, who is actually the seed-giving Father of all of us, who is also sitting who says, Hurdam Sarva Bhutanam, I am the well-wishing friend of everyone. Not just devotees, everyone, non-devotees. Kansa also gets that attention, Ravana also gets that attention, Duryodhana also gets that attention. From Krishna's perspective, they get his attentions. They reciprocate or not, it's up to them. Sarva Suhrdam Sarva Bhutanam. Then Krishna also says to Arjuna, what's that word? He says, I'm sitting in everybody's heart. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hirdej Arjun Tishtati. Tishtati means I'm sitting, I'm there, I'm localized, I'm present, I'm tangible. Tishtat, the word makes it more like it. The root is I'm tangible. Don't think it's a philosophical thing. I'm there in the heart of every living entity, not just devotees. Again, sometimes we are so close to the deities at least, we think whatever Krishna is saying, he's saying for devotees. So if the point I'm trying to make here is, if Krishna is the seed-giving father, if he is so close to our hearts, if he is Hridam, he is so close friend, then isn't that whatever he spoke becomes so important to us? This is himself, something he spoke personally. Right? Srimad Bhagavatam is voluminous, 18,000 verses, but it's about Krishna. But this is Krishna spoke himself. So that's level 3 on Krishna level. First is level on day-to-day, second is the family, friends, third is on Krishna level. And then the point comes, one other point I had in my mind, it's the experience that Lord is giving you through Gita. So just imagine, go back to this doctor example or Pramod example. If you find a doctor who you go only once in life, is it better? It's good this way. That's perfect. You were hiding this. You know, take my test. He was checking my patience. So just imagine if you go to a doctor once in your life and he gives you all the knowledge, the lifestyle changes you need to make, and your diabetes will be taken care of, or your blood pressure issue will be taken care of. You never have to go back. Isn't that a wonderful situation? Or you call plumber once and he comes to your home and you have some clog in your kitchen, and he removes the kitchen, but he shows you everything. The next time it happens, what you're going to do. You don't need me. He is not dying for his $120, $150 next time fee. He's not waiting that when that clog happens again and he goes back and makes his another $150. That kind of a plumber, that kind of a doctor, it's really impossible to find. That experience of getting something long term, getting empowered. Doctor is empowering his patient. Plumber is empowering his client. I was thinking about Yagya experience. I was in Govardhan Eco Village a few months ago. So they have this Yagya ceremony every morning at 5:15, 5:20 early. But this devotee who was performing Yagya, he wanted to make sure, we were there almost 40, 50 devotees sitting. He wanted to make sure everyone understood everything. Every word letter he said he wanted to make sure everybody understood everything. When everybody is going to say swaha, they're going to do swaha. He wanted to make sure all 40 people are at 100% sync. I felt like he wanted to give you 100% experience. You will never ever forget after sitting in the yagya that what yagya means to me. It means a lot to me because you become part. One other time I had one yagya ceremony. In my experience, the pujari who performed, he wanted to make sure that I'm also holding that wooden spoon. I'm also holding the ghee. I'm also holding the samagri, the grains and everything. And I'm also saying swaha every single time, and I'm putting in it was like experience. That experience, if the doctor can give, plumber can give, the yagya priest can give, anybody can give us, that becomes part of you. Now you want to reciprocate. You want to do something with it. You want to share with other people. You want to tell other people, please, 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 invite that particular priest and go to that plumber, go to that accountant, go to that doctor. Don't go anywhere else. You will be cheated. We even use the hard language. And then if you take that experience to what Lord Krishna is giving experience in Bhagavad Gita. I was trying to pin down a few examples. First of all, he gives you the three, we have 10, 15 minutes max, so we'll try to close. So we all see there is a river, there is sea, and there is ocean. What's the difference, Shanu? Scale, what else? Depth. Yeah. Anji? Hierarchy. Yeah, perfect. River, Shanuk said river is the scale, it's the depth. What else he said? Power. Power? Yeah. Anji? Taste? Oh yeah, sea water is salty. Yeah, that's true. Taste is also. So, anybody else? That's good. Time is limited, otherwise we run out of time. If I involve most of you, then we run out of time. I get into trouble with my manager. So what I was reflecting that the messages of Gita, you have, Lord Krishna is so practical. He wants you to have the experience of the river and the sea and the ocean. So our acharyas divide that into, there are three levels of knowledge Krishna gives. One is confidential, second is more confidential, third is most confidential. Now before coming to ISKCON, I never heard confidential on three levels. In dictionary, we heard the word confidential, and we were satisfied with it, right? That confidentiality, that, okay, you hide something, you don't tell everybody, or somebody has a confidence in you. But on three levels, that's something super special. And then today when I was reading some of these verses, then I realized that Krishna actually has divided this just confidential, more confidential, most confidential into this river, ocean. The reason, again, I want to bring you back to the connection here. That's why I give you the example of the Yagya priest and the best doctor and accountant, because they give you experience. Lord Krishna is giving you experience in Bhagavad Gita. So that's why in the very beginning I said it's not really a religious book. If we take this as a religious book, then we can get into trouble. Religious means generally rituals. Bhagavad Gita takes you much beyond rituals. Yes, Krishna says, Man mana, mad bhakto, madhyaji, mam namaskuru. But again, not ritualistically. So those three levels of, anybody would like to share what are these three levels? Confidential, more confidential, and most confidential. In one liner, if I say, not a long something explanation, but what's your understanding when Krishna is sharing Bhagavad Gita messages on these three levels? Depending on the capacity, how much you can absorb the message, good. Anybody else? Janu. Chanuk is their philosopher. He said first level is when you read it through. Second is when you see around you. Third is when you apply in your life. You heard? Everybody was able to understand? Chanuk said something beautiful. Anybody else? Yes. That's most confidential. Yeah, I'm asking something specific from the Gita perspective, so that we can connect with the Gita. Yes, Prabhuji. Very good. Anybody else? One more. Mataji. Good, very good. Mataji is our Shastric consultant. Krishna Namnande is in India, so she's filling the gap. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking like that. The three levels, the confidential level is Krishna's speaks so much. Actually, if you read carefully verses, especially in 2nd, 3rd, 5th chapter, 18th chapter, like first 40, 50 verses, Krishna speaks so much about Karma Yoga. So much. He really wanted Arjun to be fully established in Karma Yoga. That, hey, Arjun, do your duty. Yes, there is so much more, but first do your duty. Become a great example. Yad jada charati sreshta. Become a good example, and you cannot become a good example if you don't do your karma properly. You do your prescribed duty perfectly. There are hundreds of verses on Karma Yoga. So I was meditating that that's confidential. That's for everybody, all of us, no matter who we are. But then 18th chapter after verse 50 to 60 or so, Krishna will talk about Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma. Those verses, there are few verses. That Srila Prabhupada writes in those purports, that's more confidential. Now it's above the karma part. It's the knowledge, it's the gyan. But then those verses culminate into the end where Krishna says, Man mana bhav mad bhakto. And then 1866, Sarva Dharmana Parityajya. That's most confidential. Krishna is saying, okay, you perform your duties nicely. You, Vidyavanaya Sampane, that's also part of more confidential. But then eventually, you please surrender to me fully. Sarva Dharmana Parityajya. And he tells how to surrender. Mana mana bhav mad bhakto. And these two verses we chanted here, they actually point this guhya knowledge Krishna is talking about, these two verses, is that Sarva Dharmana Parityajya Mamekam Sharan. That's the guhya knowledge that Krishna wants his devotees to share with others. So that experience, what I was meditating, that experience Lord Krishna is giving to us through Bhagavad Gita by standing in front of Arjun, not front, Arjun is in the front, but on that chariot with Arjun, as if if we have a body that compares with the chariot, and we have a soul that compares with like Arjun, then the super soul is sitting on our body, just like Krishna is sitting on the chariot of Arjun. So super soul is speaking to us. These three levels of confidential, more confidential, most confidential. That experience Lord Krishna is giving to all of us is that experience, what I was talking about, the Pujari doing the yagya, and the accountant who teaches you that you do the tax return forever from home. You never have to come to me. I'll show you once. Not that every year, December, you're in panicking, how I'm going to do my tax return. So that experience Lord is giving in Gita. It's just how we read it. Thank you. So if you read Bhagavad Gita from that perspective, that where in Gita Krishna is talking about how to live with a balanced lifestyle. If you read Gita from that perspective, then you start looking for the verses in that regard. You look for the verses where how you approach Guru. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashanena. Arjuna is confused. He approached Guru. Shadi shishyasya shadi mapat tam parpannam. So if you start seeing Gita from this thematic point of view, you will find beautiful, beautiful lessons. How to live with family life, how to live with good relationships with each other. You will find verses correspond. So the reason I'm mentioning, because that experience Lord is giving us in Bhagavad Gita, that experience is so rich. It's so rich that you want to share with the world. So we request all of you. I'm requesting, I'm telling myself, sharing with you, that all year long, it's not just this month, all year long, every day, because we got benefited by this wonderful Bhagavad Gita as it is. Shri Radha Shyam Sundar Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai ki jai, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai. So because we all got benefited, we want to benefit everybody else. Just like we want to refer our accountant and doctors to others. You want to refer Krishna's message by distributing Bhagavad Gita, by talking about what's in Bhagavad Gita, by sharing with your near and dear friends and family members. And we also, I was thinking we also offer today's program to our dear Shyam Sundar Prabhu's mother. She has left her body. Some of you saw that announcement. Our Sundaranand Prabhu's last 3 weeks ago. Yeah, 2.5 weeks ago, he lost his dad. So we pray for these departed souls. I personally find always some solace when these personalities live in this thinking that how fortunate they are that they are connected to devotees. So on one side, losing mother, father, parents, grandparents is a very sad thing, that we will never have physical association with them anymore. But there is a bit of solace, not necessarily celebration, but that their connection with Krishna through devotees, through son, daughter, because in 8 billion people in this world, 7 billion, 7.5, how many people have actually connected to Krishna, to Bhagavad Gita, to Srimad Bhagavatam, to devotees, to gurus? Hardly few million, maybe 2, 3, 5 million people. So in that sense, they're very fortunate, those who are, we all have to leave, but living in that association of devotees where Krishna is in the center, chanting the holy names, Tulsi leaves, Ganga Jal is given to the departed soul. That's something very special. So thank you very, very much. Srila Prabhupada ki, Vaishnava Vrinda ki.